Okay, we're back. We're back. I am so glad I did that properly. The first time I did that, I was so fucked up, I couldn't do it. I've seen a lot of guys do that with their finger. And I've had guys tell me to do it with my finger, but I can't do it with my fingers. Now, if you use a tool, I have to say it again. If you use a tool on your firearm, especially if it's your own tool, not the firearms tool that came in the kit, be extremely careful. And if you fuck up, don't look at me. I saw Fate of Destiny do it. I did it myself. I thanked her. I saw another guy do it, another video. I assume full responsibility for myself. What you do with your weapon is not my problem, it's your problem. Now before we review the gun, we're going to do another safety check. Once again, the magazine comes out. God damn it. The safety is still on. Can you see? Okay. Safety comes off. Round of ammunition comes out. Okay, we're good. This is the Springfield Armory 1911 loaded in stainless steel. This is called a loaded because it has all of the special features, all the bells and whistles. It has a special combat trigger. I think the trigger is adjustable because there's a little hole in there for an Allen wrench. However, I am not going to fuck with it because this is a home defense gun, and if you are going to fool around with the trigger, you should know exactly what you're doing, and on top of that, you should not use it for a defensive gun because that trigger could be a hair trigger and it could really fuck up. Because don't forget, under pressure, you have a bad guy at bay. If you touch the trigger, if it's a hair trigger and you're shaking under pressure like this, see this? That's what you're like under pressure. You're literally like this. Get out of my house. If that's a hair trigger, it will go off. And you don't want the trigger to go off when the bad guy is surrendering. So if you're going to fuck with the trigger on a gun, know what you're doing first, and on top of that, only use that gun for target shooting. Do not use it for any type of defensive action. This is available in stainless steel, Parkerized, and blue. I got this because I wanted a 1911. My dealer's son found it in the safe. Do you remember American Idol? Pia Toscano? She was voted off real early. After her last performance, before she was voted off, I called my dealers. His son picked up the phone. He was with a customer, and I said, "I'll tell your father I want a 1911. He had some health problems. He was in the hospital for a little bit. Ask your father if he's all right. I want to make sure he's okay. Now look for a 1911. I'm interested in this, that, and the other thing." He said, "I got one here. It's Springfield Armory." I'm like, "You're fucking kidding me." He's like, "No, I'm dead. So I'm looking at it right now. It's in the safe." I literally raced down there, and he said it's one with the left-handed safety on it. It's not the GI. It's the next level up. This is the highest grade Springfield Armory has. This is the extra luxury edition. It's called the loaded because it has the combat trigger, the combat hammer, the extended grip safety, the extended beaver tail to prevent hammer bite, slide bite, stuff like that. These are not night sights. I checked the other night. Better sights as opposed to that low profile GI shit. Over here we can see it has a left-handed safety, which I seriously need. It has front serration, so you can rack from front. You can rack from front or rear. I prefer rear because I don't want my hand as close to the muzzle, especially when the gun is loaded or being fired. It has a flared ejection port. That little notch there is to help the extra casing come out. It's supposed to help the casing come out a little bit. The video I just showed you on how to field strip this is as low as you should get it. You should not go any lower than that. If you know what you're doing, you could go a little lower. Pete from the Armory channel had this gun detail stripped. Lima Life could feel strip this with her toes. Lima Life had a video where she had several 1911s. She took one 1911 and she gutted it. All this in here is called the mainspring housing. This is where all the engineering is in the gun. Glock, the gun engineering is up here. 1911, it's all in here. Lima Life gutted a 1911, She took all the parts out, she put them on the table, she zoomed in real close, and she showed you how the action works. Let me check my time. Okay, we're way under. So, I don't know enough about the 1911 platform to be detail stripping it. If you want to see this detail strip, check out Pete from the Armory channel. If you want to see the inner workings, go to Lima Life and look at her video. She did great. She literally took the picture to picture, and she zoomed in as close as you can get, ripped all that shit out, put it all down on the table, and showed you how it moves. And then another video she made, she took it and she reassembled it, put it all back into place, which is a pain in the ass. The original 1911 had a flat mainspring housing. The World War II had a big fucking bump here, which I don't like. Overall, this is a pricey gun. The MSRP is well over $1,000. I'm not going to tell you how much I paid for it because my dealer doesn't want anybody to know the price. If you go to my dealer's office, no matter who you are, when you do a price check on a gun, he will literally pull you aside and whisper in your ear, "Give me this much money." Like that. "I want you to give me 800. I want you to give me 300. I want you to give me 500. I want you to give me 600. Okay, how much you want for ammo? For this, whatever the price is, he whispers it. And one time I said out loud, "I owe you how?" I was buying a case of 40 caliber. I said, "I owe you how?" He's like, "Shh." He's literally like that. My dealer is the coolest fucking dealer in the whole world. He's a local cop. Every cop in 1,000 miles goes to him. He loves my mother has to. My mother's job with the city, she pays all the police department's bills. But when an officer has to retire, or even a civilian employee has to retire, she has to calculate their pension. So all the cops in my hometown, they treat me real good. I tell them who I am, and they let me park on the sidewalk. Let me park in front of a fire hydrant. I'm joking about that part. But overall, this platform is the advanced model. It is super reliable. Obviously, stainless steel shows every blemish, every scratch, every anything. But all in all, not bad at all. I keep it on my nightstand at night when I go to sleep. I try to shoot my guns equally, a couple hundred, this one this month, this one this month. I put groups in this thing. This is so light, especially with this full-length guide rod you see here. The full-length guide rod. I can't tell you how smooth it is with this action. I feel like I'm shooting a .22. You just push the trigger, push the trigger, push the trigger, and the bullet pushes into the target. It is so smooth. Okay, now we're going to go over the parts. I went over the internal parts when I field stripped it. Now we're going to do the external parts. Okay, this is the frame. Dickhead. This is the frame on the bottom. This is the slide on the top. John Browning invented this method. The slide racks back and forth, back and forth. He called it the sliding ruler, and we just call it the slide today. This is the trigger and trigger guard. This is the front, this is the rear sight, this is the front sight. This hole is the ejection port where the ammo comes out. This here is the barrel. Barrel, full-length guide rod, slide stop and takedown notch. Hammer, slide safety, grip safety. This is a single action gun, which means if I have the hammer like this, I cannot fire this gun. I can pull this trigger all day long. This gun will not fire. You must manually put the hammer back in order to fire it. It's called single action. The gun only fires, the trigger only fires the bullet. The trigger does not prepare the gun for the next shot. Now, when you are firing a semi-automatic, the slide will lock back. the slide will knock the hammer back. So, I've pulled the trigger, the hammer goes forward. The slide resets the hammer for me. Like that. Okay? Like that. Some people recommend you carry the gun with the safety off and the hammer back. And if you're attacked, you pull the hammer back like this. Many people recommend you do not do that, because under pressure, this is not a natural movement. See how difficult it was for me to do that? Imagine if I had to pick it up and do that under pressure. Most people recommend you carry it the way the military did. Condition 1. Safety on, hammer back. Finger off the trigger. And if I have to, I put the full grip on. And if I have to, the trigger can be fired. This gun is excellent for home defense. This particular gun is the worst carry concealed gun in the world because it's 2.5 pounds. So if you're 6'5" and you got a really nice holster and a really nice belt and a really nice jacket, there's a lot of coverage, carry it concealed. If not, use it as a home defense gun. Okay. Oh, this also was the magazine release, in case I didn't mention that. And as I mentioned before in my field strip video, I'm gonna do this again. I might have slammed the slide a couple times too hard. I apologize for that, but I take better care when I'm not reviewing it on YouTube. Mr. Browning had 3 safeties that we know about. Hammer safety, which means the hammer will not fire unless it's back. Slide safety, grip safety. There is a 4th safety in this gun. Idiot. Mr. Browning designed this gun so that I can pull on this all day long. It will not fire with an empty magazine in. It will not close with an empty magazine in. It will close with a full magazine in. It will close with no magazine in. I think Mr. Browning did this because he wanted me and other people like me to manually check the chamber. I think he wanted to impress safety. That's a theory I have. I could be totally wrong, but that is my opinion. See? I literally forgot what I just said, and I literally try to do it now because I'm a dickhead. Eject the magazine. Ride the slide home gently. Okay. I'm going to do another video after this